you're going to get disappointed. If you have no expectation, then you can't get disappointed.
Okay, folks, here we go. Once again, I was going to do my intro stuff. Somehow my computer froze up. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Meat and Potato Show, conservative talk and awesome rock on KTNTradio.com. I am your host, Christopher Mader, and I have the great pleasure of my two great guests, and we're ditto camming this thing like Rush Limbaugh does. My good friend Joe Dunn came to our Tea Party event last month, and thank you so much for doing that. And I have the great and honorable pleasure of Bruce Nathan, who ran for Senate down there, right? Down there in Florida. And
United States, yes.
And he's got an incredible story to tell. He's got a new website coming out. And I want to thank both of you guys. Both of you, thank you for coming on to the show. How are you guys tonight? Joe.
Excellent. Thank you for having me.
Bruce.
Doing real well, Christopher. Thank you.
So, Bruce, I want to open up with you first because I saw that video of you going into the debates. You were in your uniform, and you wanted to get in there, and from what I researched, you were actually on the roster to be in there. But what the hell happened there, Bruce? Tell us about that.
Well, it went by, there was a couple of areas that you had to qualify. And the areas that you have to qualify is through polling. And the polling, as you know, as we all know, from watching the whole election process, all the polls are skewed. And the polls are absolute lies. So they give poll numbers that are not true. So it made it so that I had a higher level on the polls than they said. So I should have been able to go into the debate with Marco Rubio and Patrick Murphy. So as I go in there, to go in there, you see the whole video. I went to go in there very nicely. I wasn't doing anything. So I was holding the American flag. I had my uniform on, etc. And had they allowed me actually get on the debate stage, I had to make sure I was going to get on the debate stage first. I would have taken off my actual Class A uniform top. I would have had to put another jacket on because you can't be on a political debate stage with your military clothes. So
Are you serious?
So I had that all set up. So you saw. So what happened was I go down to the door, and basically, this police officer comes out and he just pushes me back And you saw there's a whole 18-minute video there that shows, I'm just getting, pushed back, and then these other guys, come out there with me, they're trying to help me out, and then they just made a big deal of it. And the next day I've got, 7 or 8 interviews from all different media about what happened, and it turned out that, we had the right to be there. I had the right to be there. They had no right to do what they did. They actually ended up apologizing to the gentlemen that were with me, and with the apology statements of the next day, and that's what happened there. But that was, look, it was all a part of figuring out how to run a campaign and what to do and where to go and do it, without having a party behind you. So that's that. So, so I tried everything I could to make it so that people would see who I am, that I care about becoming a United States Senator, and that's the way it goes. So, like I said to you just a few minutes ago, to me it's no harm, no foul. It's all a learning experience, all an experiment.
Well, Bruce, I interviewed a ton of candidates here in Massachusetts over the past couple of years, and they were all running on the Republican grassroots side, pretty much like yourself, many of them veterans themselves. This is not an obscure, strange story to me that the RNC didn't back you or even pick you up as a conservative. They're not interested in that. The RNC, listen, here in Massachusetts, I have actually decided to abandon the mass RNC. I've tried to get into them. I've tried to give them open venue on my radio show. I've tried to, look, I'm here. I want to help. Zero. Zip nada. In fact, I've actually been thrown out of venues. And it's been on my blog and it's been on my YouTube channel. So it doesn't surprise me to hear that story from you. I've talked to many candidates across the country over the last 2.5 years. It's the same goddamn story. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is that also you got to remember, I was running no party affiliation, and because I wasn't running against Marco Rubio, the Republican, or Patrick Murphy, the Democrat. I'm running against them and the party system that they stand for because it's corrupt. So and there's not one person. I saw thousands of people through my state of Florida. The 3 times I went through the state, and each time everybody would say, I say I'm no party affiliate because we're all against the parties now. And it doesn't matter if you're left or right, every single person agreed with me. But they can't take the party system anymore. So I was the only one that actually was as conservative as I was and endorsing Donald Trump all the way through. Because Marco Rubio, Mr. Republican, would not endorse Donald Trump
until 0 hour. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Let's bring in my good friend Joe Dunn here about this entire thing, Rubio, and like I said about interviewing candidates, the RNC, they're not interested in these grassroots people, and not only are they not interested in these grassroots people, this actually came out en masse with the no Trump, never Trump,
right?
That entire RNC, we're gonna take down Donald Trump, that whole crap.
Good
Go ahead.
Good luck with that. I mean, here in Massachusetts, we deal with this all the time. We have a party chair who had no interest in supporting Trump. She certainly, I think she wanted Jeb Bush. We have a governor who I voted for 2 years ago. I volunteered for, I donated to his campaign. And I have nothing personally against him, but he would not support the nominee of the Republican Party. And for no other reason than 2018 is coming up around the corner, and obviously Donald Trump was not the most popular guy in Massachusetts. He got 34% of the vote. He won towns like mine out in the 495 suburban belt, and he won a lot of Worcester County. He did well in parts of Western Mass, did well down on the South Shore of the Cape, but unfortunately, when you're Charlie Baker, you have to keep the globe off your back, I guess. I guess that's how you get elected governor in Massachusetts. That's why someone like me could never run. I've had people ask me, why don't you ever try to run, even in your town, for selectman? Look at my Twitter, look at my Facebook.
Oh God, you'd be eviscerated.
Oh my God, yeah. Kirsten Hughes would be having press conferences denouncing me.
But this is part of the pandemic. This is part of the systemic, the pathology of the RNC here in Mass. It's like, I said on my show last night, not only do the liberals not get it about the Trump win, we don't get it. Us on the right.
Right.
And I'm not talking about you. No. You and I get it. Right. I'm talking about the Kirsten Hughes. Right. The RNC here in Mass.
By the way, I would urge the state committee members vote for Steve Aylward. Okay. Much better chair for us than Kirsten Hughes.
Sure.
So vote for. I know my state committee woman and my state committee man. My state committee man is Jim Lyons. My state committee woman is Ruth Chu, who lives in my town, and Jim Lyons is in Andover, which is right next to where I live. I know they will vote for Steve Aylward, but we need some more votes. I saw Steve tonight. He's a great guy. He's been involved in grassroots campaigns. He helped out Jeff Deal last year when he ran for state senate. When Brockton got in the way of that one, he's helped out in every campaign to try to get real conservative Republicans elected in Massachusetts, which is very hard to do in and of itself, and he's worked tirelessly to do it. So I hope enough state committee people will vote for him. I know it's an uphill battle, but this just gets to what your other guest in Florida is dealing with. I mean, these people, the left embraces its activists.
Sure.
Okay?
We don't. Right. We eat our own.
Right. The left.
Oh God, I've seen it. I've been covering it. It's crazy.
Right. I mean, the Democrats, look, in Massachusetts, who's our senior senator, okay, by virtue of the fact that, she
Lizzie.
she beat Scott Brown in the presidential election here. This woman is our senior senator. This woman is a nut. Have you ever looked at her Twitter feed? Have you ever paid attention to her when she talks to her people? But the Mass Dems don't hide their activist politicians. Okay, they don't hide the Maura Healeys in their party. They praise them, they stand behind them, they defend them, they vote for them, they support them, they get them elected. What does the Mass GOP do for our activists?
We try to cover our ass, is what we do.
Right.
And oh God.
And I have friends in the Mass GOP, and I'm not singling any one person out. But I mean, you're absolutely right. Kirsten Hughes is an establishment Republican. Kirsten Hughes is not a great conservative. I had a conversation about her tonight with somebody, and she's not a conservative Republican. If you want to grow the Republican Party in Massachusetts, vote for Steve Aylward for chair.
So Bruce, in Florida, getting back to what Joe was saying, it's like, what's going on with the RNC down in your state? The shenanigans going on with the power grab going on down there. And like I just said, I've interviewed tons of candidates, independent candidates. The RNC isn't backing you guys. It's like, what are the shenanigans you're seeing down there in Florida?
Well, listen, this is the big picture. Donald Trump's our president. And, the real big picture is, if he could have run as an independent, he would have run as an independent in a heartbeat and killed it all. Because, as you can see who he's putting for his cabinet, he's picking from everywhere. Because he wants a fair and balanced cabinet to be able to handle all the problems that are going on throughout the country and throughout the world. So that's the big picture. So it's not really, look, the Republicans and Democrats were imploding when they had Patrick Murphy down here because they didn't know what to do. His ratings were so low, they were going to give up on him totally. And then Marco Rubio, the only reason they put him in place, he was the worst candidate they had. The only reason they put him in place was because he had name recognition. They felt they'd be able to get him back and keep hold of his seat. And they spent $40 million down here to make that happen. So that's where it's all about. It's this party politics, but we're all done with it. I mean, I'm an independent, and everybody I talk to is an independent. We've got now a three-way tie with Republicans, Democrats, and independents, NPAs down here. It's 4 million, 4 million, 4 million. And I gotta tell you, the next cycle, 2018, it's gonna show heavy on the independent side, because we all have it. A lot of people that I talk to that are Democrats or Republicans, they say, I just leave it there because they want to vote in the primaries, because we don't have open primaries here, we have closed primaries. So what they want us to keep their status because they want to be able to vote in the primaries. But they all say, I'm voting for the person. And so that's the big picture. And so as I told you before, I'm a Donald Trump supporter. I was from the beginning. I'm glad he was getting in as a regular guy, basically, with $10 billion. All of us regular guys have $10 billion. But the idea is that he is here to try and make a difference, to make things happen. So, and that's my next thing that we're going to talk about is Trump's block party. So that's the next big thing that's going to kind of come across through America, and that's why I'm on tonight with a premier event to talk about it on your show.
Go ahead.
Well, Trump's block party is all about building the wall. He decided a long time ago, and I decided, we all decided about 30 years ago through Ronald Reagan, we needed a wall. That was in the 80s. In the 90s, we actually put together some $492 million, which still sits in Congress, to build a wall on our southern border. Well, it still sits there, and because of politics, nobody's wanted to build it. Well, now we have TrumpsBlockParty.org. So if you have a chance, get on your computer, go to TrumpsBlockParty.org. You'll see the website's up and open, and the way it goes, it's a membership. And people can buy blocks, and each block they buy goes towards the wall.
I want to buy a block.
So each block, they start as low as everybody can buy a block. There's not one person that can go on a computer that can't buy a block, because the blocks start off at $9.95.
Jesus.
And then there's levels that go up. Again, if you get 100, if you get 10 blocks, it's $100, and the $100 is going to go towards you. You could be Christopher Mayer, could have your name on the side of the wall, the American side, on the side of the wall. That's going to have your name on it, on an engraved brick. So it'll be there permanently, forever.
Trump's
history will know that Christopher Mader put his name on that wall.
Joe's
the third level is
Joe's got the Twitter up there.
$500 level.
He's got the feed going.
We get 50 bricks. Yeah.
All right, hang on. Joe, he's on the phone right now. He's got it going. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sharing it on Facebook and Twitter right now, so check it out. And I will definitely be checking it out when I get home tonight. But it's fortunately the site is smartphone friendly, so great job with this. And like I said, I did share it on Facebook and Twitter. And I would encourage my followers and Facebook friends to do the same thing.
Now, here's the great thing about this. The wall and everything that the press is trying to denigrate about Trump in his, he's building his cabinet, he's doing that the thing that a president-elect is supposed to do. Isn't it amazing that the press, and I'll let either one of you chime in on this, isn't it amazing that the press is looking for every goddamn thing that they can dig up and try to dissect, figure out what the hell is going on here? Well, what is this person? Well, Al Gore showed up. I know the right is screaming about that. Mitt Romney, let's not put him as secretary. Never mind the fact that he's got 20 other people he's considering as well. This is what I was saying to Joe off the mic, is that not only does the left doesn't get it, we don't even get it. This guy is such an enigma. I don't think it's anything we've ever seen before, ever in the history of American politics. Never mind the Andrew Jackson populist thing. This is something completely out of the box. We've never seen this before.
He's blown up the political system. I mean, we won't, he has rewritten, he's taken the rule book for how you run for president.
He's tossed it in the trash can.
Right, he flushed it down the toilet, thankfully. Republicans were never going to win another election if we kept running the way we ran.
Sure.
4 years ago.
Can you imagine Jeb Bush or Kasich?
No.
Oh, it would have been horrible.
No, right now we'd be
under Clintonista.
Right, it would be a 24/7 coronation.
All your children get on the plane for the rape island.
Right.
Epstein is waiting for you. But you'll get free health care.
Right.
To take care of your STDs.
Right. Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
Everything's free.
Bruce, go ahead. Here.
Yeah. I don't know where I was, but anyway, the bottom line is that it's time to build the wall. If we don't do it, if the people don't get involved, then we are not going to be able to get it done. So there's boots on the ground right now in Texas that we're looking at land to procure, and we're looking at easements, and this wall is going to get built. On the website right now, it doesn't have the artistical drawing that's there, but it will be there in the next day or two. We're still working on that. But this is a wall it's not just a wall, it's a wall that's got two sides to it, obviously. It's going to have a center area which is big enough for, let's say, an ATV to ride down, because we're going to need our border patrol to be able to ride down that wall and be able to see what's going on miles and miles, and not walking miles and miles down the road. So it's just the way it has to happen. And if we don't put this thing up, and during Trump's time, it's never going to happen. So this is something that we hope the goal for right now is to get 1 million blocks before Inauguration Day, which isn't really very hard since 64 million people voted for Donald Trump. So it's a very easy thing to put together. Once we get that, we start getting the land, we get the architectural design, we get the construction. Veterans are going to be hired to go and do this and put this together. This is going to be an all-American. Every single piece of this, from there's no outsourcing. Every block is made in America. Concrete is in America. The people that we get that are doing this is made in America. And it doesn't matter where it is or what it is. It's all made in America. 100% U.S. made. And we are not accepting any money from outside of this country to build this wall.
Well, here's the misunderstanding. Here's the misunderstanding from people who decry the building of the wall, that you can't do it here. What about the environmental this and that? What about the certain landowners, this, that, the other thing? First of all, the entire thing, and I've said this many times on my show, it's all talk. It's all a misnomer. First of all, there's already fences here. You know, if you look at various areas of the border, there's already fences. Not only is there 20, 50, or 100 feet on the Mexican side, there's 20, 50, 100 feet on the American side of a no man's land with a dirt road. There's no reason why we can't take that space already that has, you know, that corrugated fence and tear it down and build an actual wall and build an actual two-tier wall like you're saying. There's no reason why we can't do that. And getting back to the individual landowners who say, I don't want a wall, I got news for you. If you've ever watched Dennis Michael Lynch's videos, They Come to America Part 1 and 2, he's interviewed many ranch owners down there in Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Southern California, and they say, yeah, we got these people running across our fucking ranch land. And we wake up in the morning and we have to go out in the barn to feed our cows and our horses. We have to take a gun because there might be some dick fuck sleeping in our barn somewhere. And it's like, we don't know if they're armed. We don't know what the hell's going on. And it's like, build a goddamn wall. Build it down our fucking property. Yes, please. Help us. That's what they're saying. So when you hear the left talking, well, what about the environment? And what about the spotted turtle? And what about those landowners? Even though the left, we all know, is more than happy to take land away from private landowners, this is all a misnomer here. Go ahead, Joe. You know where I'm going here.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, look, I'm sure a lot of those landowners would be happy to chip in to help build the damn wall.
As
Johnson said.
Here's $50,000. Please,
right.
Build the goddamn wall.
I mean, I mean, there have been so many.
Can we get those automatic machine guns that are motion censored?
No, I mean, there have been so many violent crimes down at the border that have affected our citizens who live on the border. And you know, I mean, ranchers have been murdered, farmers murdered. Sure, right. You know, old ladies murdered because someone coming in illegally, oftentimes after being deported. I mean, how many times, I mean, move away from the border, go to San Francisco. Kate Stanley's killer was deported 5 times that we're aware of. And he kept coming back. I mean, this sanctuary city bullshit has to be dealt with.
Worcester, Mass. I just heard on the radio today that I gotta go down to City Hall. I gotta go down to City Council. I gotta film that. I gotta cover it for my show. We're gonna become a sanctuary right here in Worcester, Mass.
Is Mayor Petty making you a sanctuary city? Is that
They
the deal?
They are. Bruce, what's going down in are people down there in the individual cities saying, oh, we have to adopt a sanctuary because Trump is so hateful. He's so hateful.
Well, we got, just 20 minutes south of us, we've got Jupiter, Florida, is actually a sanctuary city where they've got, they just brought in, I think, or not just, but within the last year for sure, it's about 4,000, 4,500 people were brought in there. Again, this is one of those things. Now, let me back this up a little bit. We have the most corrupt governor probably in the United States. His name is Rick Scott. He was indicted before he became governor under Medicare fraud. So here we have an indicted governor that likes to play games with people and money, and all you got to do is pay this governor off, and he'll do whatever you want. So he's got nice offshore accounts and whatever. So that's the deal. So he wasn't going to have people coming in. Now they're here. Got to remember, Jupiter and Mar-a-Lago. Okay, Donald Trump's residence, very close to each other. We're talking within 20 minutes, not even. So do you think he's going to allow this sanctuary city to exist for too long? Him as president of the United States? I don't think so. I have a feeling he's going to say, no, I think it's time for them to go. So that's going to be one of the things. And that's not the only sanctuary city here. They're all over. But, it's obvious it's the corrupt governor or governors that are allowing this to happen. They have a 10th Amendment right to say no. They say, no, I don't want these people in there. That's it. That's all they have to do. And it's not very hard to stand up, but, money pays them off. So that's the problem there. So then, with that comes a whole lot of other things. Like you guys are talking, the crime, crime rates are always up. But now, what you have to also think about is when they come in, these guys, and you guys are going to love this, you probably know this already, how much they get paid from our federal government to even be here. So, they're getting paid more than people who are on unemployment, more than people that don't have jobs at all and are on unemployment, because they've been given some special grants. So that's pretty sick all by itself. Mm-hmm. All that kind of stuff has to stop. But, and we have to look where it's coming from. That's the bottom line.
I'm wondering if these individual cities and towns that are doing the sanctuary city stuff are plants. They're people, not only are they convinced by their own ideology, I'm wondering if to a certain degree that some of them are quite literally plants of the left. That somehow this was in the game plan, they knew this was going to happen, they knew this was coming down, this was part of the plan, and that in case some ultra right-wing, Donald Trump type guy gets elected, that this would be a caveat, this would be a safety. That, okay, well, we're just going to declare this city and town, and we're going to declare it under the 10th Amendment that individual cities and states themselves, that we're going to get into that argument there, that this is part of the plan to defend these illegals that are coming in. So, anyone? Joe?
This is about votes. This is about a Democrat Party doing anything it can to hold on to power. The white working class told the Democrats to fuck off on November the 8th. Sure. And they did it years before that too. It's just, we finally had enough of them to make a difference.
We're looking at 1,200 seats since what, 2010?
Right.
It was a slow chipping away. I said this statistic last night on my show, that there's something like 3,800 counties in the United States, and Donald Trump won just a little shad tie over 3,000 of those 36 to 3,800 counties in the United States. This was a complete repudiation of all of this.
Right. No, and this, all the problems with immigration in general, but particularly illegal immigration. I mean, look, we see this every single day. If you live we're all border states. I don't care where you live. I mean, 30 years ago, California dealt with it, Texas dealt with it. The rest of us were wondering what they were complaining about. Now, I mean, every state is a border state. I mean, you go, you go out and just conduct business. Go to the drive-through at your McDonald's, your Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, and oftentimes those are legal immigrants, but the English language is not there anymore. I guess you don't have to learn to communicate in the country to be here. I mean, things are out of control, and this was the market correction for all of this insanity that we've been living with the past 8 years, and even going back beyond that. I mean, look, George W. Bush was just as bad as Barack Obama on the border, okay? And just as bad as Jeb Bush would have been had he, God help us, become president. I mean, he called it an act of love to come here illegally. Why doesn't he talk to the parents of Kate Steinle? Why doesn't he talk to the parents of Matthew Denise here locally in Milford, who lost their son to an illegal alien driving drunk, who literally ran him over?
And was that the guy that dragged him?
Yeah, dragged him.
That was the guy.
Right. He had a crowd of people.
Banging on his door. I remember that story.
Telling him, you've got someone underneath your vehicle, stop.
No,
he would not
And
stop.
wasn't there like a 2-year or 4-year-old daughter sitting in the
he had his son with him.
Oh, there you go.
And he had another illegal alien sitting with him in the front seat of the vehicle, who apparently had an ankle bracelet, which he apparently was able to break free from. He left the country. So we don't know where he is. I don't think we're going to see him anytime soon.
Let me speak a little Spanish. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? Esto. ¿Dónde está? Where is he? Where is he?
Good luck.
¿Dónde está? All right. Anyway, Bruce. So now Castro's dead. What's going on with the Cubans down there? And what are they? How does that whole thing with the Castro death coincide with the problem that, much of southern Florida is, you have to speak Spanish in order to negotiate southern Florida down there. I mean, this entire country is changing that way. So what's going to happen now that Castro's dead? Do we see another influx here coming into southern Florida?
Well, they just, wasn't there just a boat? I think they just got 26 people that were just off our shore here, just not even, I think, 20 minutes away from me. So it's kind of funny that you say that. They know the boat's coming in, they let it come all the way up to the shore, and then I think they caught 24 of the 26, and then they had to kind of run around and look and see where the other two were, and they found them. So, and then what do they do with them? Well, they're going back. So they're not staying. And so it's, you can't come in that way. That's just, this is the difference between our border or, our shores here, versus what's going on with Border Patrol over in Texas. So we take them and they get sent back, and then that's it. Too bad. So, it's a so sorry kind of system because, if you want to come here, you got to come here the legal way. And that's what we're all looking to do. And hence I'll go right back to the wall. That's why we want the wall. We want people, not that we're all immigrants from some point or another. We want people to come in, but we want to come in illegally. That's what Donald Trump said.
I'm wondering.
That's what we're going to set up, and that's what's going to make it happen.
I'm wondering if, you look at what Donald Trump's already doing. He hasn't even been sworn in. He's already making presidential decisions because that's the Donald. That's how he does things. I'm wondering if you're already seeing even the Border Patrol saying, fuck Obama, we're going to do our job. And we're just going to go and do that. And they're because before, under Obama, no, let him in, arrest them, babysit them, and then kind of, we'll send them on their way, whatever. No, the Border Patrol is like, fuck yeah, let's go arrest these fuckers, get them the fuck out of here. And I hate to be so brash and rude about that, but I'm sorry, folks, this is what you gotta do. These people are coming across here illegally.
Right.
They've already committed a crime by crossing our border illegally.
Right. We have to stop letting the left play this game where they love to play this game where, well, the only thing they did wrong was come into the country illegally. Yes! Okay, great. Let's get to that now before we add to that.
Joe, you don't understand. They're just here for a better life, Joe. Oh, my, come on, Joe.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? What if you, Joe, had to immigrate somewhere because you just did where's my teddy bear?
Yes, well, no, I was born here, thankfully. But no, I mean, we really have to stop letting the left control the conversation. If you're illegally in the country, look, I'm Irish. The Irish illegals in Boston can be the first to go home. I don't care.
Right.
Okay, I'll be very fair about this.
It's funny. I played a thing the other night, last night on the show. Irish in the Irish Parliament.